Alright, it's Cosentino here. On this particular video, we're taking a look at razor blade swallowing, so stick around. Alright, I'm Cosentino. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to these videos where we go behind the scenes. I give you insight into my favorite tricks and illusions, death-defying escapes, my TV appearances, etc. So, if you haven't subscribed, do that right now. Turn on the notifications. And today we're taking a look at a piece called razor blade swallowing. So let's get started. The razor blade swallowing effect originally started many years ago, hundreds of years ago. What I do know is that Houdini performed it. He would swallow needles, and then the needles would be threaded on a string. I know many famous magicians have done it. Penn and Teller's done it. I know Chris Angel's done it. I know there's been quite a few magicians that have actually done it, and it's kind of modernized over time. Mine's a little different, and that I do it in a way that, like a bar scene where I've got shot glasses, the shots of tequila, lemons, and then swallowing the razor blades, kind of making it fit more with a modern day audience. Although I do it to a song that is kind of old school. This was performed for my TV show, The Magic, the Mystery, the Madness. We actually found a venue that had this Art Deco aesthetic that would fit my TV show. We hired the upstairs and I put on a performance. Not just the razor blades, but I actually did quite a few different tricks, and you'll see that as we continue with these videos. And we invited people to come down to participate, watch the show. And people that happened to be out that night, if they wanted to come upstairs and watch the show and be part of a TV show, they could. They just had to sign a waiver. And that was interesting because we did have people come up to watch the show, and I had a lady actually walk out when I told her what I was going to do. And you'll see that in the video. Originally, we were going to cut that out because we thought it was a bit weird. You'll see my reaction. I'm a bit like, oh, okay. But we ended up leaving it because it shows a real dynamic, which I thought was really cool. And so the concept behind this illusion or trick is that you'll be swallowing razor blades. You show that they're sharp, and then you swallow the razor blades, and then you regurgitate them. And it comes under the umbrella of geek magic, meaning it's kind of a bit grotesque. There's different branches of magic. There's close-up magic, there's stage magic, there's escapes, there's mentalism, and then there's umbrellas under that again. So for example, in close-up magic, there's close-up with cards and coins. You can keep dividing it. In stage magic, there's grand illusions and illusions, and then different headings. There's levitations, there's transformations, there's penetrations, there's disappearances. So there's all these different categories. So this is the category of geek magic. It's supposed to produce a kind of grotesque response. So instead of like a shock, it's more like a ugh. I can't even describe the words properly. So it's more of like that response. Hence the reason why it's kind of geeky and grotesque. And a lot of these types of effects relate back to the old Indian fakirs, where they would do place needles in their arms and kind of put hooks through their bodies and stretch them. So it's all kind of from that vein. And it's a fun effect to perform. I like the result that it produces. And you know what? I don't want to say too much because, you know, when I talk too much at the start, then I'm kind of giving away the effect. So we'll come back and I'll talk about it after the effect. But I think it was a fitting piece for my TV show, fitting for my live show. And I've spoken about this many times because I like to have effects that appeal to different people. I like to have the show very rounded, meaning there's little bits of comedy, there's bits that are romantic, bits that are dramatic, bits that are a bit like, you know, geeky. And by doing that, it's like a good film. It's not just action, or all romance. And some people just like action, and some people just like romance. That's great. I like a nice balance and mix, and I think in a live show that works well, and that's where this piece fits in. So, without any further ado, razor blade swallowing. Let's check it out right now. Good evening, guys. Thank you for coming down here. So what you're about to see is known as a classic in the magic fraternity. It involves 6 sharp razor blades, a length of dental floss. Word of warning, if you're a little bit squeamish, time to leave. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for coming. Okay. So let's get started, shall we?
What you're about to see is exceptionally dangerous. Do not attempt this at home. You will injure yourself.
Okay, razor blade 1. Watch. Here we go. Cut my finger.
It was amazing. I mean, I've seen magicians, but nothing like that.
That was revolting. I don't know how he does it. He ate 6 razor blades right before my eyes. I don't believe what I saw.
Never seen anything like that. I don't know how he didn't gut himself. It's insane.
And that's what I call cutting edge magic. There you have it. It's a pretty gross trick or illusion. Comes under the umbrella of Geek magic. And the audience, you can see it wasn't a huge audience, just 15, 20 people, which made it nice and intimate. And I think that made the setting just perfect, and being behind the bar. And so I needed to do a little bit of a different interpretation. So by having the shot glasses, the lemon, the salt, making it into kind of a bar scene made sense. Like, for example, when you take a tablet, you basically get it down with water. So it kind of made sense. If you're going to eat razor blades, how do you get it down? Well, you use a shot. I don't drink. So for me, the most gross part is actually the tequila, believe it or not. When I was doing it for TV, I was really, and people were really having those reactions. You can't fake that. Like, you can't get people to kind of react that way unless they feel that way. Most people, when they watch magic, believe it or not, or watch something like that, they kind of sit there with their arms crossed and they're kind of watching. They're more kind of like intrigued the way they look. So you can't just get people to go. It's very hard to get people to respond that way. So to do that, to get that response, I really was overselling it, overplaying it on purpose. Great piece, like the whole aesthetic, like the whole look, the bar, the Art Deco bar, even the way I had the bandana on, it was a bit more bohemian, and it's cool. Now, another thing, those are real razor blades. Some people think, oh, they dissolve in his mouth. Well, no, you can't cut cardboard, playing cards, unless they're sharp and solid. I've seen other magicians cut paper, and that's good, but I really wanted to prove that they're super sharp, so I cut playing cards, and they are sharp. If I do it twice a day, every day, when I do live shows, I do cut my mouth. It is dangerous, so Yeah, and then the dental floss is really, instead of string, I thought, well, what else could I, if you had lemon stuck in your teeth, you'd use dental floss to get it out. So that's kind of my thinking, my justification behind it all, but inspired again by the greats who used to do it with sewing needles, which back in the day made sense. But it's a good piece and a lot of fun. With that being said, I hope you're enjoying these videos. I hope you're enjoying my take, my interpretation of these illusions, maybe why I do them, etc. So until next time, be safe, look after one another, and remember to always believe.